Leeds the last 6. This is the big one as Wigan have tagged it. This is the way the two sides will line up. Cameron Phelps is at fullback for Wigan. Then it's Amos Roberts, Martin Gleeson, who captains the side tonight. George Carmon, Pat Richards, Sam Tompkins, Thomas Luluai. Andy Coley, Mark Riddell, Paul Prescott the front row, Harrison Hansen, Joel Tompkins, and Mark Flanagan is the loose forward. And on the bench, Darryl Goulding, who's just back from a loan spell at Salford, and the big guns, Stuart Fielden and Paliasina, with Lee Mossop, just back from a loan spell with the Huddersfield Giants. The coach is Brian Noble. For the Rhinos, there's no Brent Webb, so Lee Smith at fullback, then it's Scott Donald. Mike Ratu comes into the side. This is his full debut. He replaces Smith, who has dropped back. Senior and Hall complete the three-quarter line. Maguire and Burrow the halves. Forwards, Luluai, Badiras and Peacock. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Ablett and Sinfield, the Leeds captain. And on the bench, it's Lauatiti, Diskin, Burgess and Worrell. And the coach is Brian McLennan. Well, one of the big questions that's being asked about Wigan is they're 2 weeks away from the Challenge Cup semi-final. How will they cope with that distraction and the possibility of a trip to Wembley? They're enjoying their best result sequence of 2009, but they face a critical stage of the season without Hock, O'Loughlin, Smith, Bailey and Eamon O'Carroll. Leeds are hell-bent on winning an unprecedented third Super League title in a row. They have won their last 6, 9 of their last 10. It would have been 10 out of 10 had they not conceded that last-minute try to Cyril Stakoul in Perpignan. They're eyeing the prospect of edging out St Helens and winning the League Leaders' Shield for only the second time in the Super League history, as far as they are concerned. And there's some tension on those faces as they line up in the tunnel, and out they come, side by side, for the big one. Wigan won at Bradford on Sunday for the first time in 6 years in the weekly round. Is that an omen? Can they stop the Leeds bandwagon? Match referee is Phil Bentham, and in a few moments' time Phil Bentham will call on the big crowd and the players and everyone else concerned here at the JJB Stadium to observe a 1 minute silence. Because last weekend the Wigan club here, they learned of the sad death of Cess Mountford MBE, who has died at the age of 90. Cess was arguably one of Wigan's Rugby League's finest overseas players, and he wore the cherry and white shirt with such distinction between 1946 and 1951. He played 210 games and he scored 70 tries. And the crowd here, the players and everyone, will now stand for a minute to recognise the life of Cess Mountford, MBE.
And join us for a minute's silence.
Observed, and so now the action can begin. Brian McClellan knows that St Helens go to Headingley in September. But this game and next week's match against Warrington and Tony Smith at Headingley, they have been earmarked as critical to their top of the table ambitions. The work really starts right here. We're coming around the final bend of the marathon, and well, it's only 11 weeks to the grand final itself. And who would bet against Wigan and Leeds repeating the inaugural grand final of 1998? Kevin Sinfield gets us underway. This should be, and has all the makings of, a classic.
I have to agree with you there, Eddie. Both sides, they look very, very tense, but Wigan have lost possession. Leeds have come up with it right from the kick-off.
Massive mistake from Paul Prescott. Leeds on the front foot in the opening minute. Just lost the ball in the strength of the tackle. Here is Sinfield, short ball to Luluai. Leeds look as though they want to get off to the flying start. Burrow, Ablett, and Wigan having to muscle up in defence here. Badiris waits at dummy half for the Rhinos, fires a ball into the middle. That's Sinfield. This is Burrow. He delays the pass. He finds Lee Smith. Oh, and Sinfield puts it down. Wigan survive.
Good work by Amos Roberts. Came off the whitewash, got right into the face. This is the mistake. Got the possession, but full credit to Wigan. They took the golden opportunity there. You could see Roberts. It wasn't the best pass to Senior.
Yes, Keith Senior couldn't hold on to that. Tompkins, I think, got a hand on it as well there.
I don't think they would have stopped him. I think Senior at full charge, and that man there, Brian Noble, knows very well that Senior perhaps would have gone in.
First, move, hold, go.
Tremendous start though by Leeds. He applied that pressure, got the error from the Wigan outfit. It's going to be a big night for both sides, but Wigan, interesting enough, they've made Martin Gleeson the skipper tonight, and I think you might see Gleeson come in and play a little bit more like the standoff rather than play out wide in the centres. I think he'll try to take a bit of responsibility away from the youngster Sam Tompkins.
Here comes Prescott again, trying to make amends for that earlier mistake. Yes, Gleeson, the captain tonight. Not often that you see a man coming into a club and within a couple of months being named as a captain and leading the team out, but Gleeson is the man for Brian Noble tonight, as Coley wants to get on with it on the last tackle. Riddell, Tompkins with the kick, straight down the middle, going in between Ryan Hall and Lee Smith, and Hall is the man who picks it up for the Rhinos.
Great chase
from Wigan.
Leading the way as well, the man, the youngster Sam Tompkins, got a good kick in there. It's always an advantage if the ball hits terra firma. Get it away in between the fullback and the wing, it gives you an extra metre to get towards the defensive line.
I think Martin Gleeson caught a bit of a knock in that. There's a short ball and another short ball to Danny Maguire, and Maguire has got Roberts in hot pursuit. Maguire is running on the angle. Roberts gets it, doesn't complete the tackle, but now Maguire, he's not bundled into touch. I thought that Tompkins had got him over. Great work in defence again from Wigan. They survived two scares in the opening 3 minutes.
Amazing play by the Rhinos. Right the way down in their own quarter, offloading back on the inside. Surprising, Danny Maguire didn't have the legs. It looked as though he was shut the gate. Maguire surely would have got in for the Super 4. Well, what a let-off yet again. Full credit though to the Warriors. They came back with solid defence.
Wonderful defence from Wigan.
Eddie, it's one of the reasons why coaches worry about meeting Wigan, either in the playoffs or the grand final itself. Is an error, but they have got fast players. We look at charts for try scoring, but we don't always keep a chart on the tries saved, and Amos Roberts has saved another one there for Wigan, an impressive one too. Very rarely do you see Danny Maguire tracked here. When they're through the line, Leeds convert these into chances, whether it be Webb, Burrow or Danny Maguire, but Amos Roberts does well. He stays controlled in his running, relaxed enough to gather him just before short of the line.
And just a second ago, the error from Andy Coley. Just signed a contract extension this week, Andy Coley. The scrum goes down on halfway. And here is young Mike Ratu. Full debut, sub last week against Hulkingston Rovers, former England Schools international. From a really famous Fijian rugby league family is Michael Ratu. And Danny Badiris is waiting at dummy half for the Leeds Rhinos, and he finds his captain, Sinfield. Back he comes to Burrow, who skips inside Luluai. This is Ablett. Carl Ablett gets the ball away to Maguire. Maguire then to Ratu, out the back door to Scott Donald. Donald's in touch. Well, Wigan are defending heroically in the opening minutes here.
They have to as well. It's been champagne football by the champions Leeds. Good quick hands there from Ablett, gets it away, but the sliding defence, Richards, too solid, hit the whitewash.
Nice to see a winger taking the man on the outside there, Sean.
Well, it is, Phil, but the point I'd be making is that Leeds have had probably 3 opportunities now to build more pressure, and on each one of those opportunities they've actually turned the ball over. They haven't got to a kick, they've not got to last play, and you put that down to Leeds perhaps just being a little bit too inventive too early, perhaps a bit too expansive, or just brilliant work from Wigan's defence.
I think they prefer to make Wigan work hard, and they've had to work incredibly hard in the first 5 minutes defensively.
Fourth last year, Wigan. And fourth is very much in their sights in 2009. Not since 2003 and 2004 have they finished fourth in consecutive years. Food for thought, perhaps, for those thinking of a change in the coaching department here.
Move! And wait! Go!
And it's Riddell.
I think everyone depends on the results, Eddie, as you so rightly said. It's a golden opportunity, Wigan. They feel that they've got to get that. Even the double, it's not out of their reach. They know it, they've got the quality out there. And with defence like that from Thomas Luluai, why not to feel confident?
Well, he reserves some of his best games when they face the Leeds Rhinos. There's Thomas Luluai, the World Cup winner from New Zealand. But it's Leeds who are in possession at the moment with Badiris, and he gives it to Peacock.
Surrender!
And Jamie Peacock will get to his feet and play it again to Badiris. He finds Burrow, and Burrow goes for a deep kick. The ground here at Wigan is absolutely perfect, as you can see. The grass is pretty long, though. I think we can expect some deep kicking, some good tactical kicking from both sides tonight.
Interesting to see how Leeds made sure that they got the ball out wide, so that when Rob Burrow had it, there was no chance of, oh, that's an offload, went backwards, play on.
He was
good
looking to get away
referee.
with that. He really was, George Carmont. This, meanwhile, is Harrison Hansen. And a scamper forward from Riddell. Badiris brings him down. That was Cameron Phelps. Here now, Andy Coley.
Big responsibility for Andy Coley to make sure that they get over the advantage line, along with Paul Prescott. Big jobs for them in prop forward position tonight. Interesting to see how this fella handles the captain's role, Martin Gleeson.
Goes down on the last tackle. The ball played is with Tompkins, who's put in a diagonal kick, which will skip away from Scott Donald and will skip dead eventually. Down to Bill.
In the Fijian link, and we've mentioned it before with Mike Ratu in the side, Mike Ratu Jr. as Kevin Sinfield goes for that kick to touch on the 20 and fails to find it. But Mike Ratu Jr. not only being watched by the big Fijian community in Rochdale, but I understand also that there's a fair audience watching with the British forces out in Afghanistan. Of course, there's a big Fijian representation in the British Armed Forces. They're in Afghanistan, in Helmand Province, and they've earned a break, and I know a lot of them are watching this in their leisure time.
Well, I hope they enjoy it. I hope the boys over in Afghanistan enjoy this, as we will as well. There's a penalty here for Sinfield interference at the play the ball.
Nearly got away with it, just got the wrong bounce, didn't he? He's done it a few occasions this year already as Kevin Sinfield. Very crafty player.
Prescott to his feet, plays it to Riddell. Back it comes to Luluai. That's Phelps, pull off the pass wide to Pat Richards, goes inside Scott Donald. Leeds turn to defend now, that was Ratu.
Did well, didn't he? Pat Richards to keep inside the field of play.
Harrison Hansen's away! Harrison Hansen caught to the ground by Lee Smith. Desperate tackle. Wigan on the front foot. It's with Sam Tompkins, comes back inside. Great tackle from Peacock.
It had to be, it was a wonderful step off the right foot by the youngster Sam Tompkins.
Coley, Riddell, back it comes to Harrison Hansen. And Hansen weaves one way, goes back the other, takes the tackle. That's the last, 9 metres away from the Leeds line. Riddell waits here. Fires the pass to Tompkins. Here is Joel Tompkins. Gleeson, and the pass out off Gleeson. Trying to be very quick to get the ball away to Roberts.
Well, I think they might have a little bit of natter to each other. I think the impact sent the ball backwards anyway. Brian Noble fully aware, golden opportunity. But was Roberts overrunning the ball? We often see that by all wingers in Super League these days. Well, we could have had something like 18-12, 18-6, never mind 0-0. Opportunities from both sides.
Great start to a match that they've dubbed the big one, and that's a big hit. Great tackling there from Andy Coley and Mark Flanagan.
On the mark, Lee.
This is Luluai, halted by Riddell.
Stand, 3, go.
Now Peacock to trundle it forward, but another good chase out of defence by Prescott and Hansen. This is Maguire, pops the ball up to Ablett. Flanagan was waiting for him.
Some of this defence is cruel. They are hurting the Rhinos.
And Maguire goes for a 40-20 down this near touchline. And it actually was Badiris, I beg your pardon, straight from dummy half. This is Cameron Phelps, who made sure that was not going to be the opportunity for Danny Badiris and Leeds.
Well, that was a bit sluggish, I feel. Oh, not playing the ball correctly.
Penalty to Leeds. Moving off the mark, I think.
He takes a step.
Takes 2 steps.
Well, Cameron Phelps comes up with the error. You just get the feeling, surely someone's going to score soon. I reckon nerves has taken over.
Leeds will begin this set of 6-10 metres away from the Wigan line. It's Maguire and Peacock to drive the ball in. Now they're 2 or 3 metres away on the first tackle. Badiris is the dummy half, and he will fire the pass into the arms of Burrow. Burrow pops it up then for Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Second. Move. Hold.
Badiris waits again. Shows it to Luluai. Gives it to Maguire. Maguire tries to hop, skip and jump his way through. Just held up short.
Go.
Badiris again. Oh, gets the pass out of the air. And what a tackle low down by Prescott. And what a tiny Luluai.
What a take by Luluai as well. Unbelievable.
Burrow fires the pass. Senior drops it. Good pressure again on Senior from Amos Roberts.
It's a big gamble when a winger does that, but that's the second occasion. He's got right into the face of the big fella Keith Senior. Come to Danny. It's always a gamble. If Senior could have whipped that ball away, there was an overlap. Now there was a Wigan penalty moving off the mark, but there was one earlier. Look at this earlier. Lee Smith, he takes about 2 or 3 strides on his knees, and that led to the break there when Danny Maguire. Good job that Amos Roberts. Well, Amos Roberts is a hero of the hour at the moment as far as the Warriors are concerned. 2 wonderful tackles on Senior that's brought 2 errors.
This meanwhile is Coley for the Warriors.
Go.
Beaten here last August by Leeds. They'd actually claimed wins in the previous 2 meetings. But, the Leeds Rhinos, they're on a bit of a roll in terms of results against Wigan just now.
Eddie, if you want to get to the grand final, you have to have an ability to defend your try line when your opponents come visiting. Wigan have done that here several times in the first 30 minutes. They've been hoping not to do it too many more times, but they've looked strong. They did last week against Bradford in the second half. Great goal line defence, and I think it's energising and giving the side so much confidence.
Nothing to choose between these 2 sides before the kick-off. Nothing to choose between them after 13.5 minutes. As Cameron Phelps chimes into the line, gets the ball away to Gleeson, and Gleeson is clawed down. Ryan Hall low down, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Rob Burrow up top. Phelps again, Tompkins. Here is Flanagan, and the youngster, Mark Flanagan, 21 years of age. He's very anxious to get involved in this match. Luluai fires the pass, Carmont tries to come inside Maguire, held onto his shirt tails, down he goes.
Great defence, equal to what Wigan's thrown at them, and Leeds have really just mustering up. Look, they're going out as one unit now.
Flanagan gives it to Tompkins, and Tompkins is grounded on the last.
Hold Leeds. Go.
Expect the kick from Luluai. There it is, into the corner looking for Pat Richards. Ooh, and Richards nearly got it. He got above Scott Donald, but he just could not collect it.
Great kick. You can see he had the height. just went straight through his hands.
There's one tackle there.
There's got to be an opportunity missed there. Donald completely out-jumped by the big fella. Always a good option though by Wigan. Pat Richards, one of the tallest wingers that you'll see in Super League.
That was brilliant work by Scott Donald. He positioned himself well. The number of times I've seen Pat Richards get up above people and catch the ball and score tries out in the corner, I've lost count really how many times he does it. But Scott Donald was very patient. He probably realised he couldn't out-jump him, so he was prepared to let Pat Richards actually catch that ball and then try and do something about it afterwards. Whether he would have been strong enough to or not, I think he's probably delighted that Pat Richards dropped that ball.
No coach does it better against Leeds than Brian Noble since taking control of Bradford way back in 2001. He's faced them 35 times and he's won on 21 of those occasions at either Bradford or here at Wigan. The moment it's 0-0, quarter of an hour of the match gone, and Leeds now have a penalty.
Well, that's the second occasion that the man getting up to play the ball has locked the arm of the would-be tackler. It was Sinfield earlier, and now it's Tompkins.
And the referee will say his hand should never have been in there in the first place.
Well, sometimes when you've got to do a tackle, Eddie, you've got to have your hand somewhere.
But not underneath the arms, obviously. This is Peacock now.
First, move.
He goes down on the first tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. Badiris and Burrow. And here is Maguire. This is Mike Ratto. Tackled, half tackled by Carmont, finished off by Luluai. Maguire. Ablett, doing really well this season is Carl Ablett. Really pleasing his coach. He's Leeds' only ever present, by the way. Burrow. Here is Lee Smith. They're coming down this left channel again. Smith's taking them on himself. More good defence required from Wigan as Burrow looks options both ways, then says here, Keith, you have a go again. That's the last one. Burrow. This time he hoists the high kick. And Richards collects the ball in the in-goal area.
Well, that surprised me that they went to the Richards wing. He's such a big man, and that's good work from him as well. Why on earth they didn't opt to go for the smaller Amos Roberts out there on the right-hand side?
But you don't have to actually kick it to the winger, do you? What happens? We've all got into this mentality, let's kick it to the winger. Why not kick it 15 or 20 metres inland then from the sideline and challenge another player who's not prepared all week for the crossfield kick on the last play?
Yeah, it's not about Thornfield. Ever thought about taking up coaching?
Never.
Palliasina's on. There's a great roar when the big New Zealander appeared off the bench. That was his first run. There's his first play, the ball to Riddell. Here is Tompkins. He gets it wide. That ball's spilled out. That's a knock on.
Well, it's the second occasion that Tompkins has been forced into the error, and that's what it is, a forced error. So many hands and hands just going across the ball, carrying arm. Tompkins could not take control of it. But the pace of this game, boy, talk about value for money. Huge crowd here, enjoying every minute of it.
Well, we've just seen a few breaks, haven't we, Steve? A couple of penalties, this sort of thing that holds play up. You know what? I think the players will be grateful, because I was waiting for a flat spot. I'm thinking, when is this game going to go a little bit flat? When are the players going to be able to shrug their shoulders, take a sigh, a deep breath and say, right now, let's get on with it? Because it's just been wonderful, intense rugby league where both sides have created some opportunities and both sides have also come up with some wonderful defensive efforts.
This is Sinfield now for the Rhinos. He missed last week. This is his 300th starting appearance for Leeds tonight, is Kevin Sinfield. And Peacock, short ball to Smith. He's bounced off the tackler, who was Joel Tompkins.
I wasn't sure that Lee Smith was happy with that. He was, it had a big red cross on it, didn't it? Well, it's getting to that point now where defence is both sides pretty strong. Maybe a chip over the top. They've gone for the bomb. It's a high one too.
It is, but there's nobody underneath it from Leeds, and it fell to Cameron Phelps.
Well, Brian McLennan, the Rhinos coach, would be furious over that. They had every opportunity. There was plenty of height that came from the little halfback Rob Burrow, and really not one Leeds player applied the pressure to the fullback.
Palliasina with one of the trademark bustling runs of his. This is Roberts, and that's good work round marker from Mike Ratu. Fielden comes on. Last tackle here for Wigan, still inside their own half. Luluai's kick will have to be good, it's not, because he's taken it on the fly. Has Ryan Hall, Super League's leading try scorer. Not a bad chase though, they came back and cut his options down up the middle.
Good work by Danny Maguire, put a lot of pressure on the kicker. As I say, defence is so solid. Very early in the piece, couple of breaks, but after that, they really have closed up shop. That's where they utilise maybe the little chip over, the little dribble through.
Badeiras with a scampering run from dummy half, gets the ball away to Burrow, back on the inside to Maguire. Sensational. That's a sensational lead try. Quick play the ball, quick hands. This time Maguire was not going to be stopped, and he's over underneath the sticks for his coach Brian McClellan. He hasn't scored in the last three, but that try is the 160th try of Danny Maguire's Leeds career. 26 years of age, England and British best. 16 tries now against Wigan, and 9 of them have come here at the JJB Stadium. Fantastic stuff from Leeds in the build-up to that.
Sheer quality, and it's Danny Badeiras yet again, runs from dummy half, back on the inside. Burrow knew exactly who was going to be inside him. His partner, Danny Maguire. Badeiras, superb. Remember, it was Badeiras that ran deep from within his own half that got Maguire again. He was stopped by Roberts, but not on this occasion. Superb stuff. Danny Maguire, he knows he's playing against a youngster, Sam Tompkins, that's snapping at his heels at the international level.
Sinfield doesn't miss those, bang in front, and Leeds have the advantage by 6 points to 0. Danny Badeiras, he's the man who set that up. Beautiful hands from the Leeds Rhinos.
Super stuff, absolutely wonderful play by Badeiras. And the man that always supports, Rob Burrow and Danny Maguire. I'd have to say both of them, they're in the mould of the great Sean Edwards when it comes to support play. He was a master of it, a man who plied his trade in this town.
6-0 Leeds are ahead, and you caught a sight of Brian McClellan barking instructions down the walkie-talkie following that try. He's now got 43 wins to his name as the Leeds coach from 58 matches in charge. It's not a bad record.
He'll be very happy as well with the way that Danny Badeiras has gone in this game. He has almost laser-guided passes when he provides the ball from behind the play, the ball to one of his teammates. But then he also has an eye and a sense of knowing, here's the time, this is the play that I need to run because the markers aren't set, and I think I can get in that hole behind the play of the ball. Did it so effectively. That's the reason why they're 6-0 up.
Well, that bounced off the head of a Wigan player. Badeiras to the rescue. And Badeiras coming forward, and there's a huge gap here for Ratu to exploit. He's got Ablett in front and behind him. Oh, great run from Ratu. Halted by Cameron Phelps. What a run from young Mike Ratu on his full debut in the Super League. It's with Maguire now. And Maguire slides the kick in, looking for Sinfield.
Oh, he nearly left it.
He grounded it. I think he was trying to shuffle it over the dead ball line. He almost went without it.
But what about the break from Mike Ratu? And this man, Danny Badeiras, having a tremendous game. He was looking for somebody to come back on the inside, and then he threw the dummy. You can see there Ablett. He also had the Donald back on the inside. There's a kick through. Was he going to drown it? Yeah, he did, just in time.
Well, Ellery Hanley watching on from the stands here tonight, a champion player with both these sides, of course, captained them both. One of the greats of the game. Always good to see Ellery in the stands and watching the game, and he couldn't have picked a better one.
You just feel that Leeds are gaining the ascendancy. They really are getting over the advantage line extremely quickly now. It's going to be very difficult for the Warriors to keep them out.
Leeds on the attack here with Badeiras. Maguire, Ratu, good hands, Donald, gets a try for Donald. Nothing wrong with that. The referee will hand it upstairs. downstairs to video referee Ian Smith to check, but Scott Donald, I think, has just increased the Leeds lead here.
Tremendous work on the blind side. I think he's got it down. Phelps tried to do everything to get anywhere near him, and this is try time. No problem about that. That's a great finish. But what about the final pass by the debutant, Mike Ratu? He's on fire. Look for the leg. Nowhere near. It's in the air, and the ball's down. This will be try number 2 for the Leeds Rhinos. This will be confirmation.
Ian Smith, the video referee, and he presses the try button, and Leeds have a 10 points to 0 advantage. Scott Donald with the try. He missed last week's game, but remember, he got the last play winner that broke John Keir's heart at Wakefield the week before, and he got a try in the 34-10 win against Wigan in March.
Beautiful work on that short blind side. Maguire just teasing, but the offload from Mike Ratu out of the top draw. It would have barely rested on his fingertip for a split second, and Donald had to finish it. He had to beat 2. Looks as though Cameron Phelps caught one right onto the end of the nose. The indignity of allowing Scott Donald in to score the try is added to the fact that he's got a bloody nose with that.
So can Kevin Sinfield add the extras here? It's just drifted the wrong side of the posts. Kevin Sinfield, as I said, he is playing his 300th starting appearance here, his first against London Broncos in 1999.
Look at that. The Wigan defenders, they're looking to the open side. As soon as they utilise the blind side, there was always going to be trouble. It's too late. They've gone. Maguire's got it. Ratu's given him it. Fantastic finish.
Just the 10, lads.
What a game.
On the 10, all right.
Leeds threw some heavy punches in the opening 10 minutes and didn't score a try, Sean, but they seem to have taken an effect on Wigan here now. 1 or 2 players struggling to get set at the speed with which Leeds want to play.
Absolutely, Phil. What we're seeing here is the value of possession. If you've got some repeat sets, you get a couple of penalties, you're able to wear a side down. If you make them defend, I mean, there was one time there where Wigan had made a lot less tackles than the Leeds team. Now they're actually well in front. They're about 12 or 13 tackles in front. And that's the significance of that, is that Leeds have had, in the last 3 or 4 minutes, plenty of ball.
And they're having more ball here, and Senior onto the short pass there. Well, Danny Medeiros is absolutely running the show from dummy half so far tonight. This is Maguire. He gets the ball away. Palliasini with an important tackle on Medeiros. Medeiros plays it to Burrow. Burrow scampers through. Nobody there on his shoulder. That's the turnover.
Well, it was worth a gamble. He was quick, he was aware, but a few of his players were not. Just thought he could get away. And now they'll just muscle up in defence.
1 or 2 of the Wigan players just on their haunches a bit, just seem to be blowing a bit heavily.
Which is not surprising, the pace that Leeds are playing. And the play of the ball is where it's all happening. As you say, Eddie, Danny Medeiros, he's just bossing things out there. Sometimes it's a straight pass as soon as it's played. Sometimes he's taken a little run.
But he came over here with a rip. Oh, what a run from Palliasini. And what a good set of hands there from Carmon. You say Medeiros came over here with a reputation as one of the best hookers in the world. Had a slow start because of injury, but he's proving it right now. Oh, and the bounce just wasn't kind for Richards then. The little kick through by Sam Tompkins, and the bounce, it just didn't come out for Richards, but it did for Scott Donald.
Wonderful option there by Sam Tompkins. He could see that Donald was out of position, and he just didn't get the bounce.
Ali Lautiti for the Rhinos. Off the bench tonight. Hull Kingston Rovers last week, Lautiti made his 150th Leeds appearance. Great hands again from Leeds. Jamie Jones-Buchanan's just come on to replace Jamie Peacock.
Well done.
Medeiros again. Maguire outside the 40 mark. He's drilled the kick though towards the corner flag, and Cameron Phelps has to retreat and pick up. And the chase is good from Leeds. Luluai.
They're finding it very difficult at Wigan. They're having to get back in numbers, but who's going to take it away? three quarters are taking a little bit of responsibility away from the big forwards, who are very, very much looking a little bit jaded.
This is Gleeson.
Oh, he's dropped. Play on.
It went backwards. Got away with that.
4. Move and hold. Go.
Joel Tompkins plays it to Luluai. Here is Lee Mossop. Mossop is grounded on the lash just over the halfway line here.
The Warriors just lost their shape slightly. They've got to settle things down a little bit. That's not a bad kick.
But it's bounced lovely again for Scott Donald. Tompkins leading the way though, bringing him down. Badiris once more. Just pops the ball up for Lee Smith. Tompkins, a little terrier at marker.
The one thing that will be pleasing the coach, Brian McLennan, and he's got him for playing the goalie correctly.
No, I think he pushed him. I think he pushed the marker. Tompkins, we see all over him. And then watch this.
Push him away. Should have had more experience than that, Lee Smith, and he knows it. This could be a vital moment for Wigan to get back into this game.
Palliasina's on the charge.
See how he's connected three, but he can't get up and play the ball quickly to take advantage.
I don't think there's a more fearsome sight in the world than Pekka Palliasina running at you at full tilt. But Fielden has just lost the ball, and that will frustrate Brian Noble.
It won't do Fielden any good either. Burgess goes up top. The sheer strength, Badiris and Burgess, but Burgess hitting the ball carrying arm.
The Leeds have just got out of jail there, because that incident with Lee Smith, those sorts of things can change the game. They can cost you. Look at them, they're all congratulating themselves now. They know they've used a get out of jail free card there. Absolutely. One other thing about Wigan, there's been some positional change. Thomas Luluai has now gone to dummy half. Darryl Goulding's gone onto the right centre, and Martin Gleeson's playing at standoff, which has meant that Sam Tompkins, who started defending and attacking on the right-hand side, has now gone to the left-hand side. I don't think that will create any problems, because I'm sure that was practiced, it was planned. Mark Riddell certainly was never going to play 80 minutes.
Yes, there is Tompkins. He's just patrolling inside his winger Pat Richards now on this left-hand side. Half an hour gone, and Leeds ahead 10-0. In possession here with Luke Burgess. He almost got through the first tackle of Mossop, but he's finished off by Fielden, and Fielden was offside. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. That's the last one for Leeds. It's a penalty for Leeds.
Oh, right
Joel
on the
Tompkins
last.
on the last tackle, interference.
Will they go for the two? I reckon they might dink it into the corner.
Well, Joel Tompkins has had an error-strewn first half, hasn't he?
Not the best, but most of those errors have been forced, Eddie. They've really got into his ribs. And he has a habit of leading with a ball-carrying arm, and that's a pretty good target for them.
This is Lauatiti. 6 penalties, it's equal, 3 apiece. Here now is Burrow. Burrow showed it and goes. Luluai was watching him like a hawk. Diskin, Maguire, short ball, Ablett, good defence. Diskin again. Short ball again. Burgess is it. Burgess trying to use his strength, and Wigan keep him out. And they're asking for a knock on here. It's not given. Diskin once more. Here is Burrow. Burrow trying to probe. Gives it to Sinfield. He gives it to Big Ali Lauatiti. Oh, he's holding the ball in one hand. His hand dwarfs the ball, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Just couldn't get it offloaded there to Keith Senior.
It's a penalty to Wigan. Lauatiti was hanging on to Darryl Goulding's shirt.
Well, that's the third time we've seen a penalty given against the man carrying the football. And a pretty good game is Phil Bentham. Dangerous man though, isn't he, Ali Lauatiti?
Palliasina on the run and on the break. Oh, he loses it.
What a shame.
And Leeds have got the ball back, and the referee says play on. Here's Mike Ratu, gives it to Scott Donald.
Well, after all that effort, he just comes up with the error.
It was a wonderful run. He was knocking them out of the way like 10 pins, but he didn't hang on to the ball.
Leeds need to run at him now. That must have drained his energy levels here now. Work hard, make him work, get him to marker. I think that's where they're going.
Burgess goes up the middle. Oh, that ball goes back. It's a knock on. Mistakes either side. Little raise of the eyebrow from Brian McLennan.
Well, did he go backwards? This is a big run from the big fella. Lafita Paliasina, get out of the way, and then he just loses control. Good work by Diskin. Came over just over the ball carrying arm.
Right, let's get down to Bill.
Eddie, it's a punishing game. The pace is relentless, and there are already 1 or 2 casualties. Mark Flanagan off with a bit of a back problem. He's sitting on the sidelines. Lee Mossop came on in his place, and you cast your mind back to the very first tackle of the game when Paul Prescott lost possession. Well, I think one of the reasons he lost the possession was he got hit very high. He's got what looks like a very nice shiner just coming up now.
And Leeds give away the penalty. Wigan catch Leeds offside with the speed of their play the ball.
And that was brought about by the mere fact that Paliasina set himself up to be the first receiver, and Leeds said, we'll go to him. Trouble is, they went too quickly.
Tompkins, and here is Coley. And Coley has got 3 around him, and he's spinning, and down he goes.
This is where young Tompkins has to really start taking control.
Paliasina's not been on long, has he? Coley's back out there. I wonder if that's an injury as well. No, he only plays in fits and starts, but the word to the bench is it's no injury. Tompkins is grounded.
Great work by Maguire. Picked him out, knew exactly he was coming second phase.
Coleman for Wigan will score the try. Leeds caught short in defence. Some respite for the Wigan fans and the Wigan players. George Carmon. Incredible run of scoring tries on this ground. That's his 4th in a row in home games here. Salford, Queens, Catalan Dragons, and now Leeds Rhinos. And the try will breathe a bit of life into the Wigan challenge.
Beautiful work on that blind side. Carmon stepping through. Leeds didn't realise that they did have the numbers, but they came on that slide side, back on the inside. It was beautiful work. Fully deserved as well. Oh, that was great work. Tremendous stuff.
George Carmont made it to the Dream Team last year, and he is Wigan's 2008 Player of the Year. A very important try for Wigan at just the right time. Now then, Pat Richards needs 17 points tonight for 1,000 with Wigan. This should be 2 of the 17, and is. It's Wigan 6, Leeds Rhinos 10.
It's always a good option to make sure that you take it on that blind side. You can see a Leeds player, Maguire, he was down on the field of play. They were down on numbers, and Carmont has taken full advantage of that. It's made them happy.
Played for Samoa in the World Cup, George Carmont. 3 minutes to half time, and Sinfield restarts. And back comes Wigan again, who will be, I think, pretty pleased with this first half, because they've weathered a massive storm and they're only 4 points adrift.
Well, it just shows you the importance there, really, that Wigan got that penalty. Remember, Paliasina put himself up for a big run. Leeds came out of the trap far too early, and it got them in a situation that they took full advantage.
Tompkins, lovely step from Tompkins, an important tackle from Sinfield.
I think he's hurt.
Here is Fielden, gets Wigan over halfway and to the last tackle. And Luluai, little stab over the top looking for Amos Roberts, only finds Sinfield instead.
Oh, that's a big decision. Obviously he felt that the tackle had been completed, then he lost it. Great position work though by the skipper Kevin Sinfield. Oh, I'm not so sure about this. This is the... Oh, was that a grab in the nether region? Not intended, of course. Just an accident. Things like that do happen in any sport. And I'm afraid Sam Tompkins would have felt that.
Kylie Luluwai, ran into a brick wall called Harrison Hansen. Diskin, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Wigan ending the half as they began it, scrambling in defence. Diskin, a little hole has opened up for Diskin, he gives it to Burrow. Burrow then finds Senior, they've got a man out wide who is Ryan Hall, and Senior can't get the ball out to him because Goulding and Gleeson see to that.
Well, there's only 4 points difference between these two sides, but the one thing that Brian Noble has got to do is got to smarten up the first and second markers that they play the ball. Leeds are really crucifying him in that area.
Nearly lost that, Ali Lautiti, very nearly lost it. Here is Rob Burrow, slides the kick in, looking for Maguire, only finds Tompkins. That's Sam Tompkins.
Good positional play as well. Read it exceptionally well. Now then, can Leeds muscle up? Keep the Warriors down in their own quarter.
20 seconds to the half-time siren.
Listen to this crowd. Boy, what a game we've had so far.
Wigan try scorer, Carmont, will go to ground on the fourth tackle. Now there are two players who are funneled back for Leeds as Tompkins dips it over the top and hacks it forward again. Ball isn't dead yet. It might as well be now, as far as Wigan are concerned. And Donald will take the tackle from Cameron Phelps, and that will do us. Great first half, great 40 minutes. Pat Richards with the conversion of George Carmont's try.